What's good, free world gang? And you already know who it is. It's your boy Xavier, and Khalid, Mr. X. Just get the name correct, so I know that you respect. Make sure you leave a like, share, comment, subscribe on this video. Go ahead, hype it up for me. Turn post notifications on so you know when I drop a new video, man. We gonna get straight into the article. So I wanted it to be a little lighthearted today. We got some other articles coming up, but starting off with this first article of the day is from Mason Cash, a publisher at Stupid Dope, and this is titled "From Harlem to Africa: How Silly Nice Built a Cannabis Brand Through the Power of Diaspora." Reading the title and looking at the image on here, we got this guy from Harlem. He's making a killing with the cannabis overseas, and this is an African American guy, so we got some positive African American news going on in the news media, and it also has to do with cannabis. So it's like a double whammy. Usually we get in trouble for things like that, so it's a win for me. Legal cannabis industry is often described through funding rounds, retail footprints, celebrity partnerships, and multi-state expansion plans. Yet some of the most culturally important brands are not being built through conventional corporate machinery. I have no problem with that because, after corporate formula, they just gonna make you a robot and, give you a structure that you have to follow when not everybody is great at following structures and schedules and plans, and some people like a little bit more chaos in their life. So, shout out to him for figuring it out and not actually sticking with the program that they set out that says that this is what you have to do to be successful. And maybe he's carving a way for somebody like you sitting at home today watching this. So it says that some of these brands are being built by trust. Silly Nice, an independent black-owned cannabis brand born in Harlem and operating based in Brooklyn, developed a story that now travels far beyond New York. At the center of the movement is co-founder LeVar Thomas, whose approach has prioritized authentic ownership, transparent products, cultural relevance, and small batch consistency over the polished sameness of traditional cannabis markets. With cannabis, the weed smokers, if you ever smoke weed in your life, it get real serious, man. You can't have no stems, you can't have no sticks, you can't have no seeds. It gotta have a nice color to it. It gotta have like a nice sticky to damp ratio. Okay, it gotta have the little flakes on it. Nice smell, I already said that, but you can't forget the smell. Can't forget the smell. If it's not busting out the pack, then I don't want it. So he's making sure he gets everything nice and authentic and that is culturally relevant to the average everyday cannabis connoisseur. This is a cannabis brand built from, born from Harlem's cultural legacy. Harlem has never been simply a neighborhood. It's a global symbol of Black creativity, intellectual life, music, fashion, literature, entrepreneurship, and political expression. That history makes Harlem a natural birthplace for Silly Nice. The brand emerged from an environment where presentation matters, authenticity is tested immediately, and cultural credibility cannot be manufactured with a marketing budget. Silly Nice carries that distinction in its visual identity, ownership structure, product selection, and direct relationship with consumers. Its identity was formed within the city's community networks from the beginning, and that foundation gave the brand something different to reproduce, a story people felt comfortable sharing. You already in a culturally rich place. You already in a place where weed is legal. You already in a place where a lot of people connect at. So, hitting home and not you really using the corporate manufactured success plan and getting out in the streets and actually building a connection, finding out what people like, finding out your customer base, finding out what products drawing the most attention, and find out what's the culture is really feeling is what they're doing here, and they're doing it all on the front of cannabis industry. In my opinion, when it comes to like people being radical and free or whatever, people get a lot more open when they talk about subjects such as cannabis. So it's going to be a lot of people who are a lot more honest about their product reviews when it comes to something like this. The diaspora pipeline is more powerful than traditional advertising. The international interest surrounding Silly Nights did not begin with an overseas billboard campaign or expensive agency strategy. It developed through what can be described as a transatlantic word-of-mouth loop. Apparently, Silly Nights, although they're in New York, they have a lot of contacts, and the diaspora travel from the United States to cities such as Lagos, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Nairobi, Accra, all these African villages, and and his recommendations going through social media posts, group chats, voice notes, WhatsApp messages, and all kinds of stuff. So, he built a vast network with this brand by being direct to consumer and by getting direct consumer feedback. For Silly Nights, the process begins with product performance. Consumers experience the texture of the bubble hash, craftsmanship of a frosted hash ball, or the intensity of a versatility of diamond powder. When experience meets expectations, the product becomes part of a larger story. That is how a cannabis product becomes a cultural conversation. We're just talking more about authenticity here. Authenticity being the brand's most valuable export. Cannabis consumers have become increasingly skeptical of superficial representation because of all of the dispensaries and lab grown stuff, and people who smoke weed like things that are natural. A lot of people who smoke weed get in the gardening. A lot of people who smoke weed get into what is natural. So if you out here lab testing and lab growing everything and putting fertilizers and pesticides in your weed, people aren't going to want to smoke that, because they're essentially thinking that they're smoking those pesticides, they're smoking that fertilizer that you're laying down, they're smoking whatever you use to kill the bugs that was in there, man. They instead of like taking the time out to really harvest this crop, you're just treating it like it's another commodity, when it's not. It's really a herbal medicine for that people really take pride and joy in smoking and consuming. Thomas' philosophy centers on active ownership and direct participation. That means helping manage operations, overseeing relationships, protecting product standards, and maintaining an independent majority stake that keeps decision-making power within the company. This structure gives the brand's story credibility. Consumers are not simply being asked to support a company because of a label. They are being shown an independently operated Black-owned enterprise competing in one of the most challenging regulated industries in the United States actually has a chance. That authenticity travels well because it does not require translation. So you don't have to speak the language to know good customer service. You don't have to speak the language to know that you have a say-so. You don't have to speak the language to know quality products when you actually get them. Hey man, that's gonna be the video for today. Free World Gang and Audi, I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. Make sure you leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, do what you do in your regular YouTube video, turn on post notifications, and make sure you hype this video up, man, so people can get this information. We can spread the love and joy of having a conversation, building a community. Okay. Yeah, but besides that, man, keep holding it down. It's been your boy Xavier Khalid. Mr. X, just get the name correct, so I know that you respect. If you didn't know, soccer continues. Peace. Love y'all, man.